Hi everyone, welcome to the Xander Effect. I'm your host Xander Dames, and it is March 13th, 2019. Here are some headlines in case you haven't heard them. Lori Loughlin has turned herself in today to the FBI after her involvement actually to a mail fraud scandal that includes 50 other people, including celebrity Felicity Huff and her husband Mossimo Giannulli. Now, here's the thing. The mail fraud scandal pretty much has to do with them paying an organization in order to get their kids into top universities, and the universities include USC, Yale, and many other high-profile universities. Here's the thing, people. Who would have seen this coming? Seriously. I mean, I recall something Will Smith said on Suicide Squad. What was it that he said? Help me out here.
Big joints, you know, and if she can't cut it and her grades start slipping, I need you to white people that thing. You know how y'all do.
Oh, yeah.
You all right?
That's it. That's what he said. Yeah. And surprise, surprise. I mean, he wasn't that far off. Unfortunately, this is a problem with what's going on with society right now. All these people that have money, they tend to think that money solves every problem. And that's a very unfortunate fact. Because here's the issue. If your kid is dumb and they can't get into a freaking school, paying them isn't going to make them smart. Actually helping them with a tutor, paying for that extra effort for them to earn their way into a university, that's what's going to help them out in the future. Because unfortunately, parents, they don't last forever. And the issue here is that regardless if the parents leave these kids money from a trust or whatever they leave the money for, what are they going to do with that? I mean, if there's a con man that sees an opportunity, and con men are very intelligent, mind you, they can easily con this young person into giving them all their money. Why? Because this kid didn't know any better. They didn't learn certain things that need to be taught by their parents. So that's an unfortunate fact that this kid's going to grow up, probably get conned out of their money. And then what? What are they skilled for? They went to a university that was paid for them to get into. They didn't learn anything. They went there to go party. They went there to go have fun. Who knows if they even got their degree the right way? Because if their parents paid for them to get into these universities, then chances are their parents will pay for them to get their degrees as well. It's been known to happen for years. It's something that many people deny, but also many people in a drunken state might actually admit to. So here's the issue with all that. Where does it leave these kids? Where exactly what skills are they going to know when they know nothing? They have no idea what to do. What if this con person ends up screwing them out of all their money? What then? They're going to have to learn how to survive, because parents, they don't last forever. One day these parents, they're going to be gone. And then what? You're not benefiting your kids. You're not helping your children by allowing this to happen. You need to show them the value of hard work, determination, and the balls to actually make something happen for yourself. These kids aren't going to learn by you hand feeding them everything. They need to understand. And here's my thing. Here's the way I look at it. If I were the judge, I would also convict these kids too. Not to a harsh punishment, mind you, not like what their parents are facing. But if the kids knew what was going on and they didn't do anything, that's acting in party. So they should also be tried and convicted, but given a light sentence given the situation, and having them take maybe a year of ethics and possibly even, who knows, maybe do some charity work, help out some people, make them understand that there are consequences, not just for the parents, but for them too, because they are adults now. They are over 18. If they're in a university, more than likely they are over 18. So they need to learn that there are consequences to committing illegal acts. Otherwise, they'll never learn. What's going to happen? Their parents are going to end up going to prison, and they're going to be like, that's my parents, that's not me. No, you can't do that. They need to understand that there are consequences to every action that happens. There's an action, there's a reaction. And these kids need to understand that. Now, that also brings up a question. Since this has been possibly going on for many years, how many people are in high profile, high level positions that shouldn't be there? How many people are actually, part of a government, and aren't supposed to really be there? That brings up a lot of scary questions, because we're people that are relying on these other people that we hope got an education and understand the laws of the land and understand how to make our lives better. But if this has been going on for years, what's to say that this person that is running, in the government or in any other type of high profile job know what the hell they're doing? How do we know? That puts a lot of stuff in question, and that's scary to think, to be honest with you. In my opinion, that is actually very scary to even fathom. Because I wouldn't know what to do if, I'm not going to name any names, but certain people have gone to prison. Yeah. For unethical, things that they've done in the past. But this is our time to teach the future generations to not make these same mistakes. And yet, here are the parents doing it all over again. It's a vicious circle that needs to be stopped. These kids, they need to learn. They need to actually educate themselves. They need to actually be educated the right way. They need to understand that society isn't easy. We all have to put in an effort, and we all have to work hard to make this blue planet go around. They need to understand these things, and they're not getting it by being coddled. Lori Loughlin's daughter decided to go on YouTube. Mind you, she took it down and apologized for it, but she basically said it herself. I'm just here to party. Come on, is that really what the lesson is? Isn't the lesson to go to college? Yes, experience the college experience. It's a lot of fun. Spring break, woohoo, all that good stuff. Everything's fine. But you're also going there to learn. You're also going there to understand how to become a better member of society and a productive one at the same time. And yet, this happens. So that makes me wonder if these girls, if Lori Loughlin's daughters or any of these other people that are involved in this scandal were too dumb to get, any other of these kids, these high profile celebrities kids, if they were too dumb to get into these colleges, then how was their work ethic in high school? And more importantly, is that the same work ethic that they're going to bring to college? And if that's the case, are they going to pay also for their degrees and to get into high profile jobs? It's a domino effect. What they do will affect the rest of us. They may not know it, but it does affect the people around them, the people that actually did work hard to get to that point in their lives. So these parents, they need to go ahead and teach these kids, not just by what happens to them, but just teach them in general from a very young age. Hey, life isn't easy. It's going to get harder the more you grow, the older you get. I'm not always going to be around, so you need to get your stuff in order. That's just the way it has to go. So, I honestly, it's a crazy scandal. I'm looking forward to see what else happens, because usually scandals, they tend to uncover a lot of other things that many people didn't know about. I already heard about some of this scandal already spilling over into the athletics. Granted, some of these were already the athletics that are why these kids were accepted into these universities, but now they're looking into the actual athletes that are there now to see if they were even supposed to be there to begin with. I'm telling you, it's going to be a crazy, crazy scandal that it's not good. It's not good. In other entertainment news, Kate Beckinsale and Pete Davidson. Now, this isn't real headlines. This is something that's already been out in the news for a few days now. Even Pete went on to SNL to address the age difference between him and Kate Beckinsale. But I just don't get it with this guy. Like, he's really tall, lanky, goofy looking. Yeah, he's funny, but I mean, I've seen him on SNL. He's okay. He's a pretty comedic guy, but damn, this guy first gets this gorgeous girl, Ariana Grande. And now he's with this hottie older woman, Kate Beckinsale. She's 45, he's 25, whatever. She's still smoking hot. Doesn't matter how old she is. They're both beautiful women. How is this guy getting these women? I don't get it. Like, can someone please tell me how this guy is getting these women? I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, maybe he's a stickler for romance. I don't know. Maybe he likes to cuddle. I have no idea. I'm totally at a loss. It's the weirdest thing to me. I mean, but who knows? Point is that they're together, and we'll see how that relationship goes. We'll see how far it goes. We'll see how deep it goes. You never know with these people. In other news, the CW just announced recently that Arrow is entering its final season, 8th season. They have been given 10 episodes, and on the 10th episode, there are rumors suggesting that Stephen Amell's character Arrow will be killed off. So that leaves room for speculation that there might be a spin-off coming up, because in the last crossover event that the CW had, which was including Batgirl, it was suggested that Stephen Amell's character of Oliver Queen was killed off somewhere around there. There was a lot of suggestions in there. So it's possible that they might actually be getting a spinoff there, and we don't know. This is all just rumor. Actually, we got this rumor I got this rumor off of the internet from this website called WeGotThisCovered.com, and they're saying that they're thinking about doing a spinoff off of Oliver Queen's sired daughter. Who knows where that's going to go? I'm actually sorry to see Arrow depart, because it was actually a very interesting show. I liked some of the storylines, but you know what? At the same time, it's almost like Smallville. It had its run, and it's time for it to be done. I know, cheesy rhyme, but it's just the way these shows go. I love Friends, but after 10 seasons, it was time for Friends to say goodbye as well. So all good things must come to an end. The good thing is that Flash is still they just gave Flash another season, so it's still going. DC's Legends of Tomorrow as well, and Supergirl. These other DC shows are still up and running, so there's at least some hope on the horizon of superhero movies continuing on after Arrow says its final goodbye. In sports, Teddy Bridgewater visiting Miami. Okay, right now New Orleans is still negotiating with Teddy Bridgewater, so they are in talks, but nothing has been set in stone just yet, because Bridgewater is looking at it from, well, many people could look at it from this perspective, that even if Bridgewater goes back to New Orleans, he's still going to be behind Drew Brees. Drew Brees, he's the QB, he's the captain, he's the one that's going to be there for a while. But Ryan Tannehill, he's actually departing Miami. They're splitting ways. So there's going to be an opening for a QB. Bridgewater's an amazing quarterback, and with great skills. It would, and he's also from Miami. It stands to reason that he should go to Miami, seeing as he'll get more playing time. They have more of a budget in Miami right now. New Orleans is standing at a cap of about a little over $8 million. And Miami is at a cap of a little over $19 million. So they can afford to actually bring in a quarterback of Bridgewater's stature. So we'll go ahead and keep an eye on that and see what happens. In other NFL news, the Raiders making moves. Man, these guys, they are tired of losing. And I don't blame them. They've had a pretty rough few seasons, and they've made a few good acquisitions. But unfortunately, even with those acquisitions, they still haven't been able to close the deal on actually winning some good games and getting to the playoffs, getting the Super Bowl. It's been a really rough go for the Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. They have just acquired. Well, they earlier this week they acquired Antonio Brown through a trade with Pittsburgh, and now they just got to accompany that to accompany Antonio Brown as a wide receiver. They now acquired a former Chargers wide receiver, Tyrell Williams. Now they just signed him to a 4-year, $44 million contract. Now you got Antonio Brown, you have Williams. That's not a bad. Those aren't bad wide receivers to have on your team. Let's just see if the Raiders can actually close it this year and see if they actually make it to the playoffs and make it to the Super Bowl. Who knows? They're trying to make big moves right now. Their stadium's going to be, almost completed. They want to see a good win, a good start to their season. I don't know. I don't know. They've acquired many other great players too, and yet they can never seem to get the chemistry going within them. So who knows where it's going to go. In wrestling news, WWE, again, WrestleMania season right around the corner. On Monday, we saw a lot of crazy things happen. We said goodbye to, this past Sunday was the pay-per-view Fastlane. We said goodbye to The Shield being together for the last time. Dean Ambrose is still up in the air. They're claiming that he hasn't re-signed with WWE. Chances are he won't. He's on his way out. Kurt Angle also announced that this WrestleMania, he announced it beforehand, that this WrestleMania will be his farewell match. He is done. He actually fought his last Raw match on Monday Night Raw. So he's on his way out as well. And a new inductee to the WWE Hall of Fame, 2 of them actually, tag team, Harlem Heat will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Booker T and Stevie Ray. These 2 guys were dominant in WCW. I believe they were 15 times tag team champions, something like that. And they are well deserved of that honor to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. But besides that, there's another storyline going on between the Animal Batista and the COO of WWE, Triple H. Now, the storyline basically went that 3 weeks ago, on Monday Night Raw, they were celebrating Ric Flair's 70th birthday. And right before Raw went off the air, Batista, they were waiting for Flair to come out to celebrate along with them, with all the wrestlers, friends, family, whatever. And they cut to a short of Flair's dressing room, and they see Batista walk in, then drag out a knocked around Ric Flair, and Batista looks straight in the camera and say, "Do I have your attention, Triple H?" Now, many people didn't understand what he meant by that. Triple H went on the mic a couple of weeks ago, or last Monday night on Raw, calling out Batista, telling him that he needs to come out, calling him by his real name, which is Dave Bautista, and talking about Ric Flair and his real name. So this Monday on Raw, Batista decided to pay WWE a visit, along with a bunch of security. The story pretty much went that Batista wanted a match with Triple H at WrestleMania. That's all he wanted. So they are now officially going to be in a no-holds-barred fight at WrestleMania. Triple H versus Batista. Now, among this whole drama, there was a tweet that Stephen Amell from Arrow decided to call out basically the validity of the match, and the tweet is right there. And basically, Batista didn't take too kindly to that. He didn't like that at all. Basically saying that having a megastar just adds on to it. could there be some sort of a storyline for him? Because we all know that this wouldn't be the first time Amell has gotten involved in wrestling. He's an avid wrestling fan. So chances are, maybe, you never know, you might have a surprise visitor of Stephen Amell at WrestleMania. Who knows? Another interesting thing about this whole feud is that Batista did mention something in his dialogue, which is that this is his last wrestling match and also possibly Triple H's last wrestling match. I don't know if many people caught that, or if it's part of a storyline. Could it be that Triple H is finally retiring from wrestling? I mean, it has been a few years. He's given us everything. I mean, hell, he even married into the business. So it stands to reason that this could be Triple H's last match. And if it is, well, you know, there could be worse ways to go. I mean, it would be sad for me to see him go, because Triple H always brought this mean streak, this energy, this you know, like, I am the game, you know, like, horrible impression. He always brought this amazing, like, star quality to wrestling that not many wrestlers have been able to mimic or been able to accomplish. The only other people that are able to actually do this type of energetic type of rant and get to the crowd and everything has been The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Those are the only other two that I have ever seen that can actually talk and have amazing skills on the mic. So it's going to be sad to see him go. I mean, obviously, Triple H is always going to be around. I mean, he married into the business. He gets involved from time to time as in a suit and as a businessman. But the combination of Triple H talking on the mic and everything, and then going into wrestling, it kind of paves the way to that match. It makes it more exciting to want to watch it, because here's a man that's just livid. He is boiling angry. You can't wait to see what he's going to do to this other guy that caused him to get boiling angry. Especially in a no-holds-barred match. That's going to be a pretty cool match to watch nonetheless. In video game news, Google, you heard it correct, let me repeat it again, Google is allegedly coming out with a video game console. Now, they've hinted that they're developing a console, and they even came out with a teaser trailer saying, pretty much giving people the idea that there could be a console coming out. That should be interesting. Google is making big moves. They came out with their own phone. They came out with their version of Alexa, with OK Google. They're coming out with a lot of really cool stuff. I mean, one of their phones actually helps translate signs, and even like what a person's saying. That's actually a really, really handy thing, especially if you're a traveler and you go out of town. You want to read, you can't read what a menu says or a sign or anything like that. You just point your phone at it and boom, Google translates it for you. That's a really handy thing to have. Now they're coming up with a video game console. Now, I've come from the Nintendo era, and Nintendo let me down with the Wii. But then PS4 came out, Sony. I was skeptical with Sony at first, because I'm like, Sony, really? With a video game console? That's new. I was always used to Nintendo and Genesis and Sega Genesis. But Sony? Then I played it. I'm like, okay, these games are pretty awesome. Then I heard Microsoft come out with an Xbox. And I was like, really? Microsoft? That's a computer company. Well, they have good computer games, so maybe they might actually do pretty well. Boom. I loved it. I'm an Xbox One user now. Now, Google is coming out with a video game console. Who knows? If everything else that they've done so far, if every other electronic that they've come up with so far has been a success, you never know. This might actually be another one of its success. Not to mention the fact that they have hired a high-profile gaming person as their VP. She actually announced it and said that she's going as a VP to Google. Now, VP of what? We don't know. Google is set to make their announcement on March 19th. So stay tuned for that. Fortnite users. Now, a buddy of mine had actually told me about this. I didn't really believe him, and he said, "Download Fortnite, download Fortnite." Now, I downloaded it on my Xbox. I still haven't played it. I kind of got a bad taste from PUBG. I really wasn't into PUBG too much, but I actually also started playing. Black Ops Blackout, and I got into that one. So I might tend to check out Fortnite, especially now since they're saying that Fortnite users, well, this was a beta at first last year, where Xbox One users can actually play with PS4 users in the Battle Royale mode for Fortnite. Now, they have made it a default on Fortnite, no longer a beta, it's now a default, where players can actually play Battle Royale against PS4 gamers. That's pretty cool, actually, because you get to, like, I have a lot of friends that they're like, oh, I'm a PS4 user, I'm a PlayStation user, you're an Xbox user. I've always wanted to play, like, the types of games that I have, like Rainbow Six Siege, GTA, Madden, all these games I wanted to share with my friends. I want to be like, dude, get on, bro, let's play, let's do this, that, and the other. I'm hoping that in the future, Fortnite's not the only game that you can do a crossover with, simply because I want to play with my friends that don't have the same console as I do. So I'm hoping that in the future, and there have been talks that other games will eventually, there's been a rumor that the Division 2, you might be able to cross over with PC users. So there's a lot of crossovers that might be going on, which is a good idea because that'll make more players want to play these games and buy these consoles as well, knowing that they can actually play with their friends that have different consoles. It's a win-win for everybody. Fallout 76 just came out with an update today, and the update reads that it features a new quest line, a pair of daily quests, and a crafting system. Also includes a new seasonal event called Fastnacht Parade. So all you Fallout 76 users, have fun! You're going to enjoy it. That is the news. These are the headlines in case you haven't heard it. I'm your host, Xander Dames. If you have any type of questions over this news brief, or would like to maybe inquire or would like to post your opinion, do so. Handle it. I love hearing what you guys have to say all the time. Until next time, I'll see you guys out there. Thanks for watching the Xander Effect. Now, if you like this video or missed one of my other videos, feel free to subscribe, and you can also go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for updates and occasional breaking news.